What up, traders? What up, investors? Ken here from the Dyslexic Investor, and we got some fantastic news. We have Tesla soaring on delivery numbers for the first quarter of 2020, and delivered 88,400 vehicles in the first quarter. And that is a substantial amount. So in this, the estimates from the analysts were basically 79, but basically just a hair under 80,000, and they exceeded it by nearly 80,000 plus, which is that is great. And the stock is up substantially, about 10% in the after hours trading. We'll jump into the chat or the chart real fast, and we'll look at that. This is very interestingly the model breakdown. Of course, the tail of it, the majority of it, of the Model 3s are going to be the higher end vehicles. And then the Model Y just came out maybe a couple weeks ago, and it's combined deliveries of about 12,200, which is the older and more expensive Model S and Model X vehicles. A lot of people are predicting a lot of the people who were buying Model X's or looking at Model X's will be just getting the Model Y because it's different. It doesn't have the crazy falcon doors, but overall it has a fantastic performance and everything else you basically need to get in a crossover SUV kind of type of vehicle. And this is on the backs of China having to shut down, and that a lot of the COVID-19 related shutdowns that Tesla had to face. They're saying that Tesla could have delivered 95,000 vehicles, about 7,000 more vehicles if there wasn't due to the overall shutdowns of their factories and within China, US, and so forth. Because again, a lot of people don't know that they actually switched to making ventilator parts to help with the onslaught of the pandemic of COVID-19. Let's go ahead and jump to the chart then. So we got Tesla pulled up, TSLA. Basically closed the day out at $454 and basically trading after hours a little bit over 517. I wanted to break down the day because I don't know if they released it like the last couple of seconds. It looks like they released it after, so they didn't have earnings. So again, this is not earnings, they were just releasing their numbers for the deliveries. Kind of give some good news, because a lot of people were probably shorting it, and then the shorts are probably just running to the door right now. Basically seeing huge spikes in volume. You can see that in the blue bars down here, basically hitting equal to what was happening during the day. But basically opened up pretty flat and kind of trended lower slightly, hitting the low of 446. Then of course with that wonderful news just took off after hours, again trading around the 515, 517 level. Again, that's a substantial 10-ish% plus in after hours trading, so that's really good. So let's go ahead and look at a larger time frame here for Tesla. You can kind of see here I had kind of my trigger was almost to add was actually around 440, 445 to add to the position. It never got to that tick. It got super close. We can go look at that marker. Basically missed it by a point. Basically, that's not crazy. Bummer. Anywho, so meaning that looking at more of a longer term look trend here. So again, if we're opening up just tomorrow at like the 515 level, we're looking at basically where we were 2 days ago. Right up here at this level here, and potentially we want to see that, of course, go higher if you're long. I want to see that break and close above the 540, hopefully 535 this week. So I'm actually going to move this down. I want this just this week to close here, to be above this. I want the trend to switch and kind of just have more momentum to the upside. Looking at the RSI, there's nothing really to point out here on the daily chart on this particular thing. I'm going to pump it up to a longer time frame. So this is basically since let's go here. Okay, so you can kind of see this is since inception We're going to look here. Overall, the last couple weeks, it has been closing below its 21. Again, we want it to close on the weekly chart, which would be fantastic. Anything above 520. We want that to continue higher. We want the Chaikin money flow to start curving up, of course the momentum to start curving up, and I think this is the piece that's going to constantly push it. It looks like it just jumped up some more. Now it's at 520 since I've been talking about it. What we're going to do, actually, we're going to edit this line here, and we're going to make it extra fat so it's attracted to it, and it's going to be able to puncture through it and stay above it. So we just made that to a 4 width, and I want that to pump higher, and I do not want to see the 5 or the 8 exponential moving averages on the weekly chart cutting into the 21. So I want these two skinny lines to bounce off this fat line and continue higher to, of course, all-time highs, because I am long Tesla. Call me a moron, whatever. I'm long Tesla. It's a fantastic company. Get over it. That being said, RSI, nothing to report there. It's kind of hard to put Tesla in the RSI. This is going to be an interesting chart too. Daily chart, I want to see the trend change. So we're going to have to see a multiple of white, maybe 2 or 3 white tickers for the daily to change completely, and having the moving averages starting to curl back up. And I think, again, this has the potential of doing so. Looking at the 4-hour chart, like I did kind of implement this a lot into my trading. It broke below the 494 for the short interim, but it looked like it had plenty of other support from other moving averages down below here. I'm looking for, again, a pump up in the close of tomorrow, which is Friday, which is 533 or higher. I would love to see 560. I don't know if I'm going to get it, though. You never know with Tesla. Like, no one thought it's going to hit 968 up there. So look at the standard deviations here. This is, again, the overall standard deviations. That has been trading in a much more normal range. So basically the yellow line is the average or the mean of what the overall trend is changing, and then these are the standard deviations from that line. Looking at this is really consolidating. Like, I think a lot of people are consolidating. We do have earnings coming up on April 22nd, so that's basically 20 some odd days away. And again, a lot of people are pricing in now, since we have the delivery numbers, and being up nearly 15% now on an after hours trading, that we could get a nice little run up to 600 plus potentially. And we can go and look at the options market for the nearest term. April 24th is going to be the nearest option market, and oops, sorry, I didn't mean to expand that. April 24th, and they're saying plus or minus basically $100, $102 where we are right now, and that could easily be in the 600 range on the very positive bullish case side for that. And of course it could be minus 100, but I want to see what the April 24th option weeklies are going to be trading tomorrow, and we'll get a better guidance on what the market makers are predicting. Guys, thank you so much for watching. If you have any comments, questions, please leave it down below. Again, this is Ken from the Dyslexic Investor, and I'll catch you guys on the flip side. Peace.